Every time you log onto the internet, there's a new person telling you what workouts you should be doing, what food you should be eating, what products you should be investing in order to glow up in 2024. And sure, maybe some of those things can help when it comes to your 2024 glow up, but none of that matters if you cannot implement what I'm about to tell you. If you are not going to do this, there is not a single cream or workout class that is going to help you transform into that girl. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are having a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. My name is Misako Envela, and thank you so much for pressing play on today's video. I truly believe that 2024 is the year of stepping into your power, honoring your purpose, and glowing up in a way that you've never done before. I can feel it. I know you can feel it. And I think there are a lot of us who are just tired of talking about the people we want to be, but never becoming that version of ourselves. Today, I'm going to tell you what I believe is the key to making that shift and glowing up. The key to glowing up is deciding what that looks like for you, deciding what truly matters to you, and standing on business. And the reason your glow ups might not be working is because you might not know how to do that. But today I'm going to tell you how. If you're anything like the way I was, you might be asking everyone around you for their advice and guidance on how to become the best version of yourself and what that looks like for you, instead of looking inward and asking yourself what that truly means. You might also think that being malleable, going with the flow, being easily swayed is an attractive quality. Maybe you even think it's an honorable one. But at least for me, those were the exact things that were keeping me from transforming into that girl. The two learned behaviors of believing that other people know what's best for you and not being difficult are the reason your glow-ups never stick. And just the idea that standing behind what you want is being difficult is a problem in and of itself. You might also think that a list of products or a workout routine is going to help you transform into being that girl without asking if wherever that's leading you is where you truly want to be. The reason your glow up isn't working is because the journey between where you currently are and where you want to be starts with deciding who that person is, making the decision to change and owning it. And you're not owning it. I've been very open on here about my sobriety journey, but I've never talked about it in this context of glowing up. For as long as I've been drinking, I started drinking when I was a senior in high school. I have known that alcohol was not my substance. It has ruined many relationships, experiences, it's ruined my mental health. I have known to my core since I started drinking, this is not the substance for me. I'm a very health conscious person. I care a lot about my health. It's the thing I prioritize the most, and alcohol just doesn't align with it. I've known this. I've seen the destruction it's caused in my life, in my family's lives, in the people around me. It's not for me. And knowing all of this, I still tested the waters. I still continued to drink. I would go back and forth between sobriety, knowing that I was the best version of myself when alcohol was not a part of my life, but I always found my way back to it because other people were able to manage it, because it didn't seem to cause that much damage in other people's lives, because I could drink with romantic partners, all these other things. I knew it wasn't for me, but I still went back to it over and over again, and it ruined so many things in my life. Over and over again, I knew that sobriety had to be a part of my glow up. But for so long, I couldn't make the decision and I couldn't stand behind it. So I kept going back. I kept making the same mistakes over and over again. And I couldn't ascend to the next level of my life. I believe the reason that I have blown up the way that I have in the past few months is because I made the decision to be sober. I have made the decision to be sober and stand behind it. My life has flourished in ways that it simply could not have while alcohol was a part of my life. And I wasn't even a daily drinker. I would drink once every couple of weeks, but it caused so much turmoil in my life that I knew that I had to stop. And that it was for me. It wasn't because my best friend was questioning her relationship with alcohol, because I had seen someone online. I had to make the decision for me and realize it was going to be the best decision for my life. And so I made it, and my life did change, and I did glow up. My financial health, my spiritual health, my mental health, my relationship health, my physical health, everything has improved because I realized that had to be a part of my glow up story. I made the decision and I changed. And I honored it when people asked me about it. I wasn't embarrassed. I wasn't swayed when people tried to offer me a drink. I stood 10 toes down in my decision to be sober. I've been standing 10 toes down in it, and my life has flourished. Another example. I used to think that being in the gym all the time and having a personal trainer was going to help me transform my body because I saw people online do it, because I saw people in my life do it. When in reality, I was stressing my body out. I was constantly inflamed. I wasn't resting. I wasn't listening to my body. What my body needs is dance and low impact movement and walking and stretching. But I wasn't listening to that. I was doing what other people told me what was going to be good for my body, and my body was suffering. I quit the gym, decided to move into dancing, low impact movements, things that weren't stressing my body out. And I've never been in better physical shape because I decided that I was done listening to what everyone else had to say about my body. They weren't even talking about my body. I was just watching what they were doing with theirs and making a decision based on that. But I decided what was best for me. I quit the gym. I quit those other things. And my body has never been happier. I'm telling you right now, you are the only person who can determine what you need to ascend to that next level. If you can't do that, if you can't decide what you truly need to ascend to that next level and determine what that next level even looks like for you, and stand behind those decisions to change your life every single day, even in the face of external pressures, temptations, inconveniences, whatever it is, if you can't stand behind those decisions, it's not going to work. You have what it takes to become the version of yourself that you've always wanted to become. You wouldn't be able to envision that version of yourself if you weren't capable of transforming into them. But you've been taught to be agreeable and that what you need doesn't really matter. And we need to unlearn that. Because how are you going to glow up if you are allowing people to determine how bright and if you're allowed to glow at all? So this is how you're going to stick to this. The first thing I need you to do is decide. Decide what your 2024 glow up looks like. This doesn't have to do anything with your physical appearance. This could be a mental health glow up, a spiritual glow up, an education glow up. Just decide what that is for you, not based on what other people are telling you. Decide what you need to become the best version of yourself, what feels good to you. Make that decision today. Journal on it. Put it on a note card next to your bed. Put it in a Notion tab. Decide what that is. The next thing I want you to do is to be honest with yourself about what you need to let go of and bring into your life in order to make this happen. Clearly, the boundaries you have or have not had in place are not working for you. Something has to change. The step is going to be different, difficult maybe, uncomfortable, but transforming into the best version of yourself isn't an easy process. Something or some things have to change, and we have to decide what that is now. And it doesn't have to be forever, but you need to get on track and get on that path today, and you need to clear the way. The third thing I'm going to need you to do is to communicate what these things are to the people around you. This is what I'm working on. This is what I'm working towards. This is who I want to become. I don't have room for this. I need support in this. I would like accountability in this. Let the people in your life know what your goals are, how they can support you, or just like what you're not tolerating anymore. The reason I think that this step is so important is because I want you to see that there are more people in your life that want the best for you and want to support you. They just don't currently know how. And also, in this step, you are going to determine who doesn't want the best for you, who doesn't support this journey. And what you do with that information is up to you, but I think it's very important to be aware of that. I did a creative sprint at the end of last year. I may have talked about this online. It was a 90-day creative sprint. That's when I worked on my digital course, and I told my friends about it. I told them what I was working on, that I wouldn't be able to do things during the week, but I would see them on the weekend. I told them what the framework for this sprint was, and they were so supportive, and they knew like, okay, I know I'm not gonna see you at this event during the week, but I'll see you on the weekend, and there was no pressure. I saw how supportive my community was, and I just had less temptation in my life because of it. And the last step, which is the most important step, is owning it. When people ask you what you're working towards, when people ask you what you want, when people offer you a drink, when people offer you fast food, or when people offer you to do something that's gonna take you off your path, you're able to say no because you're owning the thing that you're working towards. This is an everyday thing. You might not be tempted every day, but owning it, you have to own what it is you are working towards every single day. You can't be ashamed. You have to speak about it with pride. You have to own it. If you can't decide who you want to be, let go and make space for the things that are gonna help you get there. Communicate to your community how you're getting there, what you need support in, and own that every single day, your glow up, it's not going to happen. So those are the steps for how you are going to make this glow up happen this time for real. This is the year you stop letting other people tell you how bright you're allowed to glow or if you're allowed to glow at all. This is the year you decide who you want to become, and you stand behind that decision and you work towards it every single day. I believe in you, and I know you can do this. In the comments below, I would love to know who you're becoming in 2024. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Thank you so much for showing up for me. Thank you so much for being patient with me. And as always, thank you for being here. How different would your life look if you just allowed things to flow? To flow through you, around you, and on